Beneath the golden sands of Egypt, archaeologists discovered something astonishing. An ancient king entombed with a treasure not of this earth. It might sound like the plot of a science fiction adventure, but this is a true story from our planet's past. This is the tale of a king and the outer space relic that journeyed with him into eternity.
Nearly a century ago, explorers in the Valley of the Kings crept through a dark passageway into a chamber untouched for over 3 millennia. Inside, they found wonders beyond imagination. Walls glinting with gold, beds carved in the shapes of sacred animals, and the mummy of a young pharaoh named Tutankhamun nestled in a golden coffin. The world was mesmerized by these riches, but among the glittering treasures lay something far more mysterious. In the flicker of lamplight, archaeologists noticed an ornate dagger tucked beside the pharaoh's body. A beautiful blade with a golden hilt and a rounded crystal knob, encased in a gold sheath. At first glance, it seemed a work of exquisite craftsmanship, fit for a king. But the dagger hid a secret that sent a shockwave through the archaeological community. The blade was made of iron, a metal essentially unknown in Egypt during Tutankhamun's time. This was the Bronze Age. Tools and weapons were bronze or copper. Finding an iron blade in a tomb over 3,000 years old was as out of place as finding a laptop in a medieval castle. For the ancient Egyptians, iron was a rare and magical substance. They had a special phrase for it: iron from the sky. In Tutankhamun's era, no one in Egypt knew how to smelt iron ore, so any iron they possessed had to come from somewhere else, or something else. It turns out that phrase wasn't poetic fancy. The dagger's iron truly came from the sky. Modern scientists, armed with advanced X-ray scanners, finally unraveled the mystery. The dagger's metal contains unusual levels of nickel and cobalt, a celestial fingerprint found only in meteorites. In other words, this blade was forged from a meteor that had plummeted to Earth ages ago. An object from outer space was literally shaped into a weapon and buried with the king. Just think about that. A pharaoh of Egypt was laid to rest with a blade made from a shooting star. To the people of ancient Egypt, a rock that fell from the heavens would have been a gift from the gods. And here it was, transformed into a dagger for a king. Archaeologists suspect this cosmic iron was so valued that the dagger may have been a royal heirloom or a diplomatic gift from a distant kingdom. In fact, ancient records hint that a foreign ruler once sent an iron dagger with a gold hilt to Egypt as a present. It's possible that Tutankhamun's treasured blade was passed down from his grandfather or given in alliance, a sliver of the sky that became the boy king's prized possession. It was more than just a weapon, it was a talisman of divine power, a slice of the heavens tucked into his tomb. This wasn't the first time Egyptians had worked with metal that fell from space. Over 5,000 years ago, long before Tutankhamun, artisans in the Nile Valley hammered meteorite fragments into small beads and charms. To them, each meteorite was a sacred stone dropped into their world by celestial forces. Now, in Tutankhamun's tomb, we see that same reverence taken to new heights. The young pharaoh went into the afterlife armed with an actual piece of the cosmos. And incredibly, that space-forged dagger wasn't the only otherworldly artifact in Tutankhamun's resting place. Among his burial goods was a magnificent golden breastplate centered on a scarab beetle carved from a strange yellow-green glass. This was no ordinary gemstone. That glass originated in the far reaches of the Sahara Desert and was formed about 29 million years ago. when a giant meteorite slammed into the sands. The impact's heat, hotter than a volcano's heart, melted the desert sand into glass. Thousands of years later, Egyptians found pieces of this translucent yellow desert glass and, without knowing its cosmic origin, shaped one into the sacred scarab adorning the pharaoh's chest. So, in one tomb, a story of cosmic encounters was unfolding. A dagger forged from alien metal, and a jewel born from a meteor's blast, both hidden among the treasures of a pharaoh. These extraordinary relics show us how deeply the cosmos captivated ancient people. To the Egyptians, iron from the sky was a mystical gift, and only something as important as a king's journey to the afterlife deserved such a gift. Yet amazingly, the story of Egypt's hidden treasures doesn't end here. Over 100 years after Tutankhamun's tomb stunned the world, explorers have finally found another royal tomb, the first such discovery since King Tut. And you won't believe what lay undisturbed inside it. Join us next time as we delve into this brand new find that might just rival Tutankhamun's in wonder and mystery.
This is the first discovery of an Egyptian royal's tomb in more than a century, since Tutankhamun's tomb was famously uncovered in 1922. What makes this tomb special? And why do pharaonic royal tombs continue to inspire global frenzy?
Buried in perfect silence since the time of Tutankhamun, this newly discovered chamber doesn't just contain a mummy. It contains a hidden story of immense power, ancient ritual, and a civilization at its mysterious peak. What archaeologists found inside is not only unprecedented, it's something no one was prepared to see.
But in the seldom explored western hills of the Valley of the Kings, long believed to have given up all its secrets. For decades, archaeologists thought this hallowed valley had been fully excavated. But recent advances in satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar revealed subtle anomalies beneath the bedrock, irregular patterns that suggested human intervention. When a joint Egyptian-British team began excavating, they quickly realized they had stumbled upon something extraordinary. Beneath tons of limestone and sand, they uncovered a sealed stone doorway. The lintel above bore a barely visible symbol, the winged sun disk, an ancient sign of divine royalty. The seal on the entrance was intact, unbroken since the day it was placed.